And we're here with Matt Salmon and the great Steve Haywood with ESPN Milwaukee.
Great Steve Haywood.
I've got a few questions for the guys today.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, give us a quick analysis on the upcoming Marquette University of North Carolina game.
Well, I think with Marquette, they've shown throughout the whole season that athletically they can play with anybody. And on defense, they just have this, almost terrier mentality where they really get after you. And I think that Jay Crowder is a real key for the defense. He's only 6'6", but like as you say, he's so strong. And he's able to defend players that are bigger. They shut down Rick Jackson. They forced 18 turnovers on Syracuse. Athletically, they can play with anybody.
It's the anointed children of greatness versus the kids from the other side of the tracks. And I think that starts from the head coaching down. I think Buzz made a great analogy when he said you're looking at a regional with 3 Hall of Fame coaches and Buzz Williams. And he's playing that up in a lot of ways to his team, that we don't belong here. We're from the other side of the tracks. We're JUCOs and second chance kids, and we're talking about the best of the best. So I think this game, from a physical aspect, they can compete with North Carolina. North Carolina's going to have to help them a little bit in terms of not having a great game. But I think this game is more psychological and being on the big stage. And when you run out on that court, and I think the games against Duke and the games in the Big East on the road will help Marquette not be into that wow factor that maybe some other schools would be in if they had not been in that environment most of the season.
So if you guys had to name one Marquette player that really has to step up besides Crowder, how are we going to actually give me a guy that's going to have to step up against their bigs to really come through and try and win this ball game?
I think it's Cadogan, actually. He might be the smallest player on the floor. But we've seen that Crowder can find some space underneath the hoop. We've seen that Otule can get close to the hoop and dunk. So in order for those guys to have success close to the hoop, it's going to have to be Cadogan knifing through the paint, using his penetration skills, not turning the ball over to try and set up some of his other teammates. Johnson Odom will be there for scoring. Butler will be able to hit some mid-range jumpers and get inside. But I think Cadogan's going to be one of the real keys for Marquette to win.
Because they're outsized in the low post with Zeller and Henson and the bigs, I think, believe it or not, it's going to be Devontae Gardner. I think not just coming in to back up Otule, but Buzz has been mixing and matching different lineups throughout the tournament and trying different things. I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever, especially if Crowder runs into any type of foul trouble, if he puts Gardner on the floor with Otule. And Gardner's got to produce in terms of not making mental mistakes where he can only be on the floor for a minute and they have to snatch him off the floor, because he has the talent to compete at this level. He has the size to get out there and compete at this level. It's just going through the process of being a freshman and processing what you need to do to maintain a level of excellence when you're on the floor. So he may be that X factor that comes out of the blue in that game against North Carolina with the matchups.
Sounds good. And then a quick prediction on the game, if you guys want to give us a quick score.
I think that North Carolina is going to be too big and athletic inside. I'm going to go North Carolina 80, Marquette 68.
I could be Blomer right now and take Marquette, and that's normally what I would do, but I'm going to have to go with North Carolina 76 to 65, simply because Marquette does not have the perimeter game, and North Carolina is going to have to help them, and I don't think they'll help them that much that they can win the game. I think it'll be competitive, and North Carolina pulls it away down the stretch.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.